Hey y'all, and welcome to episode 47 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my podcast all about my knitting and occasionally some crocheting adventures. I am coming to you from Surprise, Arizona, where I just recently moved with my husband and our 2 kids, our 2 dogs, and we just adopted a cat on Saturday, little Miss Emmy. So we will talk about her later on in chatter. I will save all that for later. So today, it's been almost exactly a month. Today is June 20th. I looked back, and my last episode, I recorded that on May 23rd. So it's been almost exactly a month since I recorded last. We will, of course, talk more about the move later on. I won't cram all that in at the beginning, but it's been great. We are settling in here. You're probably going to hear a lot of noise. The kids, it's summer break. The kids are home. I've got the washer going upstairs. There's just no avoiding some of the noises that you are going to hear. I thought about waiting to do laundry, but in North Carolina, I usually always have laundry going when I record because I stay at home and we have 2 kids. So there's laundry going almost every day during the week. But in North Carolina, it was in the washer and dryer were in the garage. So you did not hear all of the background noise. From that, we couldn't hear it in the house at all. Here, it's just right upstairs. That's where the laundry room is located, at the top of the stairs. So I'm hoping that's not going to be loud today. I have to get it done in the morning because, for one, it heats the upstairs up. Having the dryer running especially, it really heats the upstairs. And the way that the electricity is done out here, it's so strange. We've never lived anywhere that it's done this way. They have off-peak and on-peak hours, and you're charged more if you use electricity during on-peak hours. So from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., you do not want to be running major appliances. That's how it was when we lived in Yuma. So I'm pretty used to that, and I know, to schedule to run things at different times of the day. So yeah, you want to have your laundry and stuff done before 3 p.m. or you're going to be doing it in the evening. So I'm hoping it won't come through. We'll see how it sounds and all of that. And I can't shut the laundry room door because that's where the cat's litter box is. So settling into a new house, you guys, we're figuring out new routines and settling into doing things a different way. It's always an adventure, and it's always kind of fun, I think, to find new routines and things. But anyways, all of that aside, let's go ahead and talk about what you're here for. You're not here to talk about electricity in Arizona. And over the next couple of episodes, I'm going to try to figure out where the best place to record in the house is. Right now, I'm just sitting at the dining room table because that worked best for today. It was the easiest to kind of put together and get going. So we're going to see how this works. I've got a huge window over here. I'm sitting at the table, and there's the sliding doors right over there. So there is a lot of light. I have a little bit of a shadow here. We're going to see how it works and where the best place for me to set up and record is. I've ordered a tripod because I think that will make it a little bit easier. I won't have to have something set up to put the camera on. But we'll see. We're figuring out as we go what works. So let's go ahead and jump right in with all of the knitting stuff because that's what you guys are here for. Take a drink of coffee first. I've got some iced coffee today. And this is my Cup of Love crochet pattern that I have on Ravelry. And then I've just cut a strip of burlap ribbon that had some lace on it, and stitched that on with embroidery thread, and then put the heart on top of that. Super cute. There are just so many different ways that you could use that Cup of Love basic pattern, and I'll show you. I've got a bunch of them in the drawer over there that I actually found while I was unpacking, so I'll show you guys those throughout different episodes. But iced coffee today because I've kind of made the switch the past couple of days to that. I love iced coffee all year round, especially in the summer, and it's just so hot here that this is totally like Yeah, that's perfect. And I had a lot of questions about how I make my iced coffee because I know there are so many different ways to do it. So what I did was create a highlight on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, you know, it has the highlighted Insta stories right there at the top. Just click the one that says iced coffee and it kind of walks you through what I do. It's so super simple and it's the best way that I have found to make it at home for my taste, you know, for what I like. So anyways, I'm feeling a little rusty today on podcasting and I'm feeling very chatty, and I think it's because we have not chatted for so long. So might be a little chatty, crazy episode today. Hopefully that is okay. But where you guys can find me, I should probably tell you that. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady. And we do have a group for the podcast. If you go to Ravelry and search on the groups tab for Crazy Sock Lady Podcast, you're going to find it there. You're going to want to join because that's where all of the knit-alongs, giveaways, so much fun stuff. We have an introduction thread. There's a question and answers thread. If you have any questions for me that you would like to have answered on the podcast, you can pop those over in that thread. Did I say there was a coupon codes thread? There's a coupon codes thread. So if you're a maker and want to offer a coupon code to viewers of the podcast or get any sales out there or new items, you can post those over there. What am I forgetting? We have a Scrappy Sunday thread. I opened one of those so that we can chat about our Scrappy Sunday projects, so you can head over and check that out. And down below here on YouTube, you're going to find links to everywhere that I've said you can find me, to the Ravelry group, everything like that. And there is also show notes right down below. I've started doing that and I think that works the best. I still post them in the Ravelry group, but eventually I do go through and put those in the archives so that they don't kind of clutter up the group and it's easier to find things. So I think putting them down on YouTube down below is the best way to keep them easily accessible for everybody. All right, so Ravelry group stuff. We've got a couple of things to chat about. First, I want to show you the Swap with Swap that I received in the mail. So if you're a new viewer, which, pause for just a moment. We've had quite a few new subscribers lately and we actually passed 5,000 subscribers. So we're going to do a 5,000 subscriber giveaway soon. Hopefully I'm going to have all of my yarn stuff set up. I have a new storage unit coming. It should be here Friday. Hopefully I'll have everything set up this weekend and kind of be able to find things a little easier and see what we have as far as prizes goes and put together a prize package for you guys for a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I think that is amazing. I never thought I would hit more than like 100 subscribers. I remember those days. So to have more than 5,000 blows me away. You guys are amazing. You guys are what make this possible and what make this fun. So thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching and sticking with me. I so appreciate it. And I want to show you guys that by putting together a great prize package. So I'll do that as soon as I can find everything and we'll announce it on maybe the next episode. I would hope by the next episode I'll have put together a package, but we will see. It is coming soon, the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. And speaking of prizes, if you are a maker and you would like to donate a prize to the podcast, just get in touch with me on Ravelry, Instagram, email, that'll be down below too as well. Anywhere that you can. I always greatly appreciate showing off your items and that you choose to donate a prize to the podcast. Now, swapless swaps. So we always have swapless swaps going on over in the Ravelry group if you're interested in those. If you like doing scrappy projects or you want some minis to swap with friends. The basis of a swapless swap is the price is $35 to $45 depending on where it is shipping. That's how the prices, they vary on where they go. And you get 10 40-yard minis. So this is the last one that I received in the mail. I received it since we've moved here. And this was by Polka Dot Creek. There are some gorgeous colors. So this is what you get with a swapless swap. And these are put on by the lovely Lisa of Happy Scrappy Life. And she does different dyers every month. So this one, like I said, was Polka Dot Creek. And it has all of the colorways listed on here. And then all of the minis down inside. And I am loving this one right here. That is so pretty. Kind of matches my nails, huh? I love purple. If you are new and you did not know that, that is probably my favorite color. But this is the last one that I received, and I'm going to show you guys in just a bit the project that I include my minis in. But we have one open right now, and it is with Faith of 4 Boys Fiber. And if you have not checked out 4 Boys Fiber, you need to. I have some yarn all caked up and ready to go for a new shawl design, and I cannot wait to get started on that. I had so many plans. If you watched and kept an eye out on Instagram, things I caked up and got ready to go for hotel knitting, and I did not work on like half of them, not even half. Yeah, you'll see in a minute what most of my time went to with hotel knitting. But yeah, check out the Swabble Swap with 4 Boys Fiber. It is open in the Ravelry group. There are 16 spots still available in that one. We have a few knit-alongs going on in the group. The first one is one of our year-long knit-alongs for socks. It is the Sock Crazy Cal for 2018, and this is any socks that you knit other than baby socks. Those do not count. You can just enter those, and we do drawings every 3 months. The next drawing will be done in July, so keep an eye out for that and make sure that you get your socks entered. The next year-long knit-along that we have going on is the Crazy Sock Lady Designs Make-Along, and this is any of my patterns. If you do, one of the Crochet Cup Cozies, one of my sock patterns, anything at all, you can head over and get that entered. It's the same as the Sock Crazy with the drawings. We do them every 3 months, so the next one will be in July as well. We also have the Get That Knit Done Cal, and this one I'm co-hosting with Karen and Susan of the Full of Knit podcast, and this is basically get your whips done. Any whip counts, not going to be picky. Head over and get those done, get those entered into my Ravelry group, as well as join the Full of Knit podcast group on Ravelry, and you can enter over there. And I believe they are doing drawings every month for theirs. I'm not sure how I'm going to do mine just yet. With the moving, I haven't even had a chance to think about that yet, but we'll figure that out. But it ends August 31st, so you have quite a few time to still get your whips done and get those entered. And I have a new knit-along to announce. It will start July 1st, and it is a Decked Out for Rhinebeck knit-along that I am going to be co-hosting with Christy and Tristan from Girls in the Yarn Cafe podcast. So for this knit-along, it's a Rhinebeck knit-along, but you do not have to be going to Rhinebeck to enter into this knit-along. If you are going, what items are you making that you're going to wear at Rhinebeck if it's cold enough? What are you planning to wear? Let's put it that way, because hopefully it's not going to be that hot again as it was last year. What are you planning to wear? If you are not going to Rhinebeck, if you were going, what would you wear? Make a sweater, make some mitts, make some socks, make some hats. What would you wear if you were going? So for this, we are actually going to be coming out with some patterns, and for the knit along, you do not have to be using these patterns, but if you do use any of my patterns, Christy's patterns, or Tristan's patterns, you will get an extra entry, as well as if you use their yarn. They are Dragon Horde Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations, then you get an extra entry. So you have so many chances to win. All of the rules and how to earn those extra entries will be listed in the Ravelry group. And like I said, we will be coming out with some patterns for this knit along. So I will be doing a pair of fingerless mitts and a pair of socks. Christy is going to be doing a shawl design, and Tristan is doing 2 hats. The first pattern will be one of Tristan's hat patterns, and she's going to release that on July 1st. So keep an eye out for that. Like I said, you do not have to be going to Rhinebeck. You do not have to use our patterns or their yarns. You will just get extra entries if you use their yarn in any of our patterns. But those patterns will be released starting July 1st throughout the month of July as they get done and get tested and all of that. So I hope that you guys are excited about that. The 3 of us are so excited to be doing this knit along and to be doing these patterns. We are so excited for Rhinebeck. We have, we've had our place booked for a while. We just booked our plane tickets this past week. So yeah, we're ready to go. We are ready for Rhinebeck. Ready. So excited. And I think that's finally it for administrative stuff, I think. Oh, almost. I wanted to add, if you were in the Surprise, Arizona area For one, I'm so pleasantly surprised at the amount of knitters that seem to be around this area. I've had so many people reach out on Instagram, just comment on things or send me messages that they're in the area and that they hope that I start a knitting group. So that is something that I plan to do. I'm not sure the way to go about it. Normally I will start through Facebook, but that was, the last time I moved, I didn't have the podcast and I didn't know so many people through that. So what I'm going to do, I would love to start a knitting group around here. So if you're anywhere around the Surprise, Arizona area and you would be interested in that, what I'm going to do is open up a thread in the Ravelry group to start with, to kind of get some feelers and see the interest and different things. So if you're in the area, you're interested in a knitting group, goodness, head over. I'll put a link down below to the specific thread and let me know. And I'll have some questions in there. What days of the week work best for you? Mornings, evenings better? And do you have any recommendations on a place to do it? Typically, I like to find a coffee shop or a restaurant somewhere we can have breakfast or even lunch or dinner if evenings work better. And they won't mind us sitting and knitting and hanging out for a little while. So I'll have all that listed over there. If you're interested, head over, check out the thread, comment, and let me know your thoughts. And we'll see what we can put together. All right, are you guys ready to actually see some knitted objects now? Here I was thinking this might be a shorter episode, but I've done a little bit of rambling so far. So I want to show you guys this pattern. I showed you these finished socks last episode, I believe, as a finished object, but the pattern has since been released, so I want to go ahead and show you guys these again. So this is the Road to Home socks, and it's a little hard to pick up on camera. Even taking pictures was difficult, but it was released June 1st, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys these again as a reminder that the pattern is out on Ravelry now, in case you missed the announcement on Instagram. The yarn that I used for these was Knit Circus yarns in one of their gradient. The colorway, I believe it was As You Wish. I had a couple of questions about, the pattern doesn't say when we should change colors. I didn't change colors throughout this. This was a gradient. So it just automatically did that, and I did them in opposite. So that's why it doesn't say in the pattern when you should change your colors. If you were to, I would say after the gusset decreases are finished, or right when you're on your last couple of decreases, you can go ahead and change the colors if you want kind of a similar effect. But yes, this pattern is out on Ravelry now if you're interested. It's a very simple, very easy textured zigzag down the front. It has slip stitch heel flap and gusset, which is of course my favorite. You know that if you've been watching for a while. So yes, those are out, and I thought I would show those again since it's been released. And my blockers are from Burning Impressions. They were a gift from my friend Donna. And I had some people ask when the shawl design that I showed a while back will be out. It is the Home is With You shawl. And I still have the same plan that I mentioned before. The release date is still set for July 1st. Everything's going well with the testers. I'm just waiting for everybody to finish up, and I still need to get pictures of it. So July 1st is still the set date for that, so I can get everything done and have plenty of time still to finish it. So now, finished objects. So for all the finished objects and works in progress that we're going to talk about today, all of them have a projects page on Ravelry. It'll be linked down below in the down bar. So if you have further questions or I forget to mention something, you can head over and check that out and see if the information is on there. And if not, you can send me a message if you still have questions. So for finished objects, I just have one to show you. And it is my June Desert Vista Dye Works socks. They are all done, and this is her Stranger Things colorway, because we are Stranger Things fans in this house. Every single one of us love the show. So this is our Stranger Things colorway, and I did a true afterthought heel following the Kirby Werby YouTube tutorial. And I knit these on US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. And I believe these were done on my Knitter's Pride Zings, I think. Probably, because I'm obsessed with those currently. So that is these, and I'm so glad that they're done. If you're new to the podcast, I've been doing her year-long knit-along. So these are my June socks, and it's 1 pair of socks a month using her yarn. All of the details are in her Ravelry group on Instagram. And I've really been enjoying the knit-along so far. I've been so happy with it, and I just think it's been a lot of fun. I love her yarn. She's actually in Whitman, Arizona, which is quite close to here. So we have plans to meet up sometime this summer. So I'm so excited to get to meet Susan. I've loved her yarn for so long. But yes, these are done. I started them, I think I started them June 1st. And then I don't remember the exact date that I finished them off the top of my head, but I'm glad that they're done and it wasn't a cram at the end of the month. I had a lot of hotel knitting. That is what my hotel knitting went towards. I had so many projects I was going to start in the hotel, and that's what got the most knitting time in the hotel, was those. It was just the easiest thing to pick up and work on, is a pair of socks. While I sat by the pool, where the boys were swimming in the mornings, that's what I would work on. Socks are just such easy carry-along knitting, and they're so mindless that it was kind of perfect to space out with those during the hotel stay. Now for works in progress. I only have 3 that I'm going to show you. That's of course not all of my whips, but these are what have gotten work here lately. So I figured I would just stick with those. I have a couple of other projects that I've worked on since the last episode. But we're going to stick with just these right now because they are what has been down in the living room in my basket getting the most work lately. So I'm going to reach over here. The first one that I'm going to show you is a pullover that I'm working on. And I have this in my bag from my sweet friend Sandy of By the Lakeside. She sent me this as a gift and I absolutely love this bag. So this is my Heart of Glass pullover. And how I always do my zippered bags is I just fold the top part down so that you don't have the yarn, getting stuck in the zipper as you're pulling it out. It works perfect. The yarn that I'm using for this is a Maker's Haven, who is sadly no longer going to be dyeing yarn, but I'm so happy to be working with it right now because it's gorgeous. So this is Maker's Haven in the How Sweet It Is colorway. And this is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon base. And here it is. So I've got 2 going because I am alternating. I'll talk about that in just a minute. But these are my 2 cakes that I have. This one is just about gone. Let me see if I have a picture of what it looks like finished. I think I do. Yes. So this is the Heart of Glass pullover by Mary Annarella, also known as Lyrical Knits. And you can do it with sleeves like this or no sleeves. I am doing the no sleeve option. I love the one with sleeves, but I only had 2 skeins of this and that would not have been enough. So I'm just going to do the one with no sleeves and I'll get more wear out of it here in Arizona if it doesn't have sleeves. So I started this in the hotel when we were waiting to close on our house. We ended up being in the hotel a day longer because the documents did not get to the title company early enough in the day for us to finalize everything. So we were in the hotel a day longer than planned. So I got a good bit of work done on this while we were still in the hotel. And since we've been here, I've gotten a good bit of work done on it too because it's straight stockinette at the point I'm at. So it's amazing mindless knitting. So here's where I am so far. The construction of the top of this, it was so much fun to do. There were short rows and picking up stitches. It was so much fun. I loved it. It was exactly what I needed when we were in the hotel to kind of keep my mind off of freaking out about the fact that we had movers planned to come and the documents didn't get to the title company in time. This was perfect. So I got a good chunk of the top part of this done during that time. But the top of it, like I said, it was so much fun to do. The pattern was so easy to follow, so well written. Now, alternating skeins, I said we would talk about that. So this top section, when it was, you don't start working in the round until right about down here. So down here is when I started alternating skeins. Before this, I did not alternate because with all the short rows and it was back and forth knitting, I just thought those short rows and trying to alternate every row or every other row, it was going to be a mess, a total mess. So I did not alternate at the top. I started alternating from here down when it was in the round. And I don't think, you can't even tell. I can't. Can you guys tell? I don't think you can tell. But I did start alternating when it was in the round, and I've been alternating every round. And you can somewhat see over here on the inside, there is like a seam line where I alternate, but that doesn't bother me. And you can't really tell on the outside. So I alternated every row, and I'll continue doing that until I start the lace section at the bottom because I'm almost there. And then what I'll do is just, you know, literally drop that skein that's almost done and do the lace in the larger skein. And I'm doing this on my Knitter's Pride Zing interchangeables, and I'm loving them, absolutely loving them. So these are the Zings that I'm obsessed with. This is the interchangeable of those, and they've been great. I love the join. I love the needles. And it is on a US 6 4mm. So that's that. And I think I have maybe like 2 inches left until I start the lace. I have measured it like a million times because I'm like, surely I'm there. Surely it's time. No, I'll only have done like 1/4 of an inch. But I just keep measuring to see. So that's the first work in progress, Heart of Glass pullover, and I'm loving it. And once I finish it, I'm going to jump back over to my Shusui shrug and do the sleeves on it. So I'm excited about that. I'm starting to think about Rhinebeck garments that I want to wear in Rhinebeck. I know I'm going to take my Shusui shrug. I have plans to do at least one cardigan and a pullover. I'm thinking the pavement sweater. I'm itching to do more garment knitting. Okay, so next work in progress is in a bag that was a gift from my friend Caroline in North Carolina. She took the logo that Tiffany designed for me, and I believe she had this done at a sewing shop in North Carolina, and they embroidered it on here, and then she made the bag and attached that, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's perfect. So in here, I have a pair of socks that I started Saturday morning. I was up, everyone else was still in bed, and I kind of had a panic moment when I thought, we're gonna go run errands in a little bit, and none of my socks are at, you know, a really good place to take out for a day of errand running when I was not going to be the driver. It was going to be a lot of car knitting. So I ran up to the top of the stairs where all my yarn was. I just grabbed the first yarn that caught my eye, grabbed some needles, and cast on a pair of socks. And I'm calling these my vanilla rib socks because Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn shared that her vanilla sock is a 3x1 rib, and that's what she does for a vanilla sock. So I was like, that sounds fun. Let's copy Tristan and do a ribbed vanilla sock. So that's what I did. So here are the socks so far. Let me show you the yarn that I'm using, and then we'll talk a bit more about those. So this is Serdar Heart and Soul. This is my very first time using this yarn, and I'm really enjoying it. So the colorway, there's no name. It is shade 53, 0053. And when I put that in on Instagram, it came up something clogs, or not Instagram, Ravelry, when I put it in on the projects page. the colorway name was like Clever Clogs or something. I don't know, but 0053 is the colorway number if you are interested in this. And I can't even remember where I ordered this yarn from. I ordered it somewhere, but I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, this is my first time using this yarn. It is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. I'm really enjoying the toothy feel of it. It reminds me of an opal or a razzia yarn, so I'm enjoying that. And I started these, first I was going to do the magic loop because that's what I had available like right there to grab quickly. And when I started the magic loop, I was just kind of like, I want my DPNs, because that's all I've been doing socks on lately, are my Zing DPNs in particular. But I had no Zings that were free at the moment, so I went up and I grabbed my carbons. These are Knitter's Pride carbons, and I love these as well. These are probably, Zings are my #1 favorite DPN, carbons are my 2nd favorite DPN. I love them. So I grabbed those and cast on, and it immediately felt so much better. I don't know why, I'm just loving DPNs at the moment. I go back and forth. You know, I'll do all magic loop and then all DPNs, but I think DPNs are probably my all-time favorite way to do knitting socks. Yeah, I'd say they are. So I did 64 stitches on, these are US 1 2.25 millimeter. I did knit 2, purl 2, ribbing for the cuff, and I think I did 25 rounds, and then I started knit 3, purl 1 for the leg. And my needle cozy is from Scrappy Thread. Love her stuff. And this is not all from Saturday. I got a good bit done on Saturday, and then I worked on it some yesterday when the kids were at the park. And I'm not sure who those will be for yet. They may be a gift, or they may end up being for me. I'm not sure at all. But I have one more work in progress that I'm going to show you. And it is a half finished new design. So I've posted about this on Instagram. So if you follow me there, you've probably seen these already because I've posted them quite a bit. So this new design is using Legacy Fiber Arts yarn in the Foxtails colorway. I love this colorway, and I love Sue and Chelsea's yarn. This is their Steel Toes base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. Absolutely perfect for socks. It is so enjoyable to knit with. So, like I said, this is a half finished object because I finished the first one yesterday. So here's the first one, and these are the Follow Your Path socks. And it is a super fun, super simple ribbed design. It has a little bit of a twist coming down here and then some texture right in the middle of that, and it creates a nice snug fitting ribbed sock. I am so excited about this pattern. I'm so pleased with how it has came together. I cannot wait to get this released. And I did a super fun heel flap here, different from my slip stitch. This pattern will include instructions for an Eye of Partridge heel flap. And I've started on the second one. That's all I've got done is the cuff. That's it. So what I'm planning to do, I don't have a release date set for these yet at all. I'll probably start typing up the pattern Monday of next week because, like I said, hopefully I'll have the yarn area, desk, everything set up this weekend. So Monday I can kind of get full force back into work. So that's the plan. And then I will put a call out for testers for this. So don't message me yet because I am awful at keeping track of messages of people saying I would love to test that. Keep an eye out on Instagram. That's the absolute best way to do that when I'm looking for testers, because I will post there and ask for people that can test this. I will want a semi-quick turnaround for getting it done. But yeah, like I said, that's the best way. So turn on your post notifications from my Instagram if you're interested in testing this, and keep an eye out for when I put a call out. It'll probably be sometime next week, maybe. That's the plan, but we'll see. So that's those, and I am doing those on my Zings, Knitter's Pride Zings or Knit Pro Zings, same thing. And I just ordered 2 more sets of those. That's how much I love them. I am just obsessed with those DPNs. I think they are perfect. So perfect. Okay, so is there anything else? Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. I posted this on Instagram as well when I've shared these socks, but I love this rope bowl. This is from Linda of Missy from Minnesota, and I'll have the link to her shop down below, and I just think this is so much fun. I've just had it sitting on my, can you guys hear the kids? They're upstairs playing. I've just had this sitting on my end table right beside my chair, and it's perfect for just having out and then grabbing the sock and working on it. And I've got some tuft woolens in here. I love it so much. Okay, so let's see. That's it for knitting. I think that's it. Oh, no, it's not. I'm gonna show you guys my scrappy project that I've been working on. You've seen this before, but I've gotten a little bit of work done on it, and this is just what I've been working on Sundays, so I thought I would share with you guys. So for my Swapless Swaps, what I do is put it in my Bits and Bobs blanket, and this is a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast, and it's getting a little bit big. Here it is so far. Look how pretty that is. I'm pretty sure this is where I was last time. I don't think I've touched this since the last time I've shown this on the podcast. I'm gonna move it up here in just a moment so that we'll see for next time, but here it is so far. This is a fingering weight held double. So I'm using my Swapless Swap minis. I take them and I make a magic knot ball out of them. And for the magic knot, I just looked on YouTube. That's how I figured out how to do it. Let's see where my, here it is. This is my magic knot ball that I'm currently working from. So I just do them all in a ball with the magic knot and then hold it double with Dove Heather. This is just Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the Dove Heather colorway. I figured that would be a super affordable option, and I love Knit Picks yarn, so it's perfect to hold double with that. And it just creates such a nice squishy fabric. And this is not brioche. I did have a couple of questions when I've posted it if it's brioche. It is not brioche, so don't be intimidated by that. And I think it is just a super fun, mindless knit, and I love seeing these colors come up. I can't get enough of it. I've been working on it kind of exclusively. It's what I packed to be my scrappy Sunday knitting during the hotel and kind of the transition into getting unpacked, and I've really been enjoying it. I will say that it is getting a little hot. That's the only thing, because it is such a squishy fabric and it's really hot here right now. So that's my only thing, is it's getting a little hot to work on. So it may have to go into kind of hibernation until the cooler months here to kind of pull it out and work on, because we don't crank our AC down here. We absolutely do not want like a $600 AC bill. We have plans to get things for the windows to kind of, you know, reflect the heat out and keep the cool in, but we have not done that yet. And we still need to get blinds for our sliders down here and all of that. So right now the house, it definitely, like I said, we don't crank it down, but it does get a little warm when you have this size of a blanket on your lap. And this bag that I have this in it was a gift from Molly of Molly Klein Design. It is a Doctor Who bag. And as you can see, this blanket is getting a little big for this bag. I can squish it down in there, but before too long, I'm gonna have to move it to a big basket or something. But that is it for knitting. So usually we would go into mail, but the only thing I've received in the mail, I've already shown you. That was my Swapless Swap minis. So that's all that I have received in the mail since the last time we talked, I think. I don't think I received anything before we moved. So nothing really to share for mail. I'm sure we can chatter a little bit. I feel like I've done a little bit of that throughout the episode. But the move went really well. You know, always think of like the horrible things that can happen during a move, or we do anyways, because we've done so many and we've had so many crazy things happen. But this one went well. I don't have a vlog to put up. I started recording little bits in North Carolina to vlog. But for one, in North Carolina, it was just me and the kids, and it was a lot to kind of finish things up there and vlog at the same time. And I'm sad that I didn't stick with it and actually have a vlog. But while there won't be a big thing to put on YouTube, I did do a lot of Insta stories throughout, you know, North Carolina to Arizona, and some since we've been in Arizona. So I did a highlight of those so that those can be watched as a vlog. I hope that's okay. I think it's kind of the same thing. It's just I didn't have to edit it and put it together as a huge thing on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, you can head over to my Instagram. The highlighted little circles on my Instagram, there's a moving one that'll take you through everything that I recorded from the day they picked. I think I started with when they picked up our vehicles, because that was kind of the first thing to really happen to start the process. So you can head over and watch those if you're interested in what all happened during the move. We only ended up being in the hotel for a week. It ended up being a day longer than we had anticipated. Like I said, because the documents didn't get to the title company at the time they were supposed to during the day, and then it ended up being too late in the day for us to finalize everything until the following day. So we had one extra day in the hotel, but it wasn't a big deal. It worked out. We relaxed. The kids got to swim at the pool an extra day, and you can probably hear the kids right now playing. The kids are doing well. The dogs are doing well. Eric and I are doing well. Everyone's adjusting. And like I said, we did adopt a cat on Saturday, little Miss Emmy. I'll try to go grab her in just a moment and show you guys. I did post some pictures and stuff on Insta story about her. She is the sweetest. So we adopted her from a shelter who had, you know, if you go to a PetSmart, they have the dogs there from the local shelter. So that's where we found her at. And we talked about getting a cat because Wyatt has always wanted a cat. Always. I mean, he's made wishes, like when he's put a penny into a fountain or something, and birthday wishes and stuff when you ask him like what he would want, or to make a list of for Santa. There's usually a cat on there, and we've just never been able to do it because we've always rented a home, and the majority of rentals, while they may allow dogs, they don't allow cats. So that was just something we'd never been able to do for him. So to be able to do it now that we, you know, own our own home, we can do that. And it was just amazing. So we had been looking, when we'd been out and been around a PetSmart, we've been to quite a few around here and looked at the cats that they've had, and none, you know, there were some cute ones, but none just, I don't know. It was funny when we went in, because we went into the PetSmart and we were looking at the cats, and we actually looked at the one into the cage to the right of Miss Emmy, and that one was only 9 months old, so younger, and it had been a stray. And you know, they have little paper there that tells you a little bit about them. So she was 9 months old, a stray, and said she was very shy. So we asked, you know, if we could go back into the room and look at her. And they said, yeah, that's fine. The lady took us back, and she said, I'm just going to open the door and let you reach in and pet her, because she is very, very shy. So we reached in to pet her, and you could just tell she was terrified. I reached in first. She was terrified of just me reaching in to pet her, and she was terrified when Eric did. She was terrified. So while we had the cage open looking at her, Wyatt had kind of wandered to the cage next to the cat we were looking at. And it was just like they picked each other. Instantly. It was crazy. They truly just picked each other, and that was it. And when we got the cat home, like I'll talk more about that in a minute, but it became very clear to us that the one that was so shy would not have been a good fit in our house. I don't think we still probably would not see her. She still would probably be hiding in the carrier and not have came out. Like, it would not, with the kids and the dogs, it would have been way too much for her. This house, not that it's like a crazy house, you know, the kids are very well behaved and the dogs are a little crazy, but you know, they're not bad dogs, but it just would not have been a good fit. So it wouldn't have worked well for that poor little kitty. But I'm sure she will find a good home because she was absolutely adorable. But yes, Miss Emmy, she's 2.5 years old. She is a Siamese mix. And the paper said she was a stray and then she was picked up. But we're wondering if she had to have been somebody's pet before, because she is the sweetest cat. And I mean, not that strays aren't sweet, but normally you expect, like the other stray that was there, that was a very timid around people. Emmy loves for you to pet her and cuddle her, and she loves her belly rubbed, which is the strangest thing ever for a cat. But I think she had to have been somebody's pet before, and maybe she got loose or they dumped her for some reason or left her behind. I don't know, but she's done very well. The dogs are hilarious with her. When we first introduced them, we left her in the carrier with the door shut. Just for one, you know, we weren't sure how the dogs were going to react because they've never been around a cat, but they did great. They did so good. It was just hilarious. And Chloe still cannot get enough of her. Gracie has learned to keep her distance because she got swatted a few times, because she would go right up and get in Emmy's face. And when we first introduced them, all Emmy would do was growl, and if they got too close, she would hiss and swat at them. But now she's good. She lets them come near her and sniff her and lick her face, and she'll kind of rub up against them occasionally. So they're on their way to become friends. But Gracie still keeps her distance after she's gotten swatted a couple of times. Chloe, like I said, is just obsessed with her. She will sit and stare at her all day. Just sit and stare at her. Like, what are you? What are you? I don't know what you are. Like, just the funniest thing. I'll try to insert a picture, some of the ones that I've taken of them, but she will really just sit and stare at her. It's like she never gets bored with watching the cat. It's so funny. But I will go grab her in just a moment. Like I said before, I have some storage coming for the little yarn area. It's just at the top of the stairs. When the listing for the house called it a mini loft, it's basically just when you walk up to the top of the stairs, there's like a wider area. And we're gonna put some storage along that wall there and a desk set up with the computer. So that'll be kind of just basically where I'll store my yarn. I don't think there's gonna be enough room to really sit up there and knit. I don't think it'll be a good recording place for the podcast, because the windows would be behind me. We'll see as we go, you know, it may work out, but yeah, I'm hoping to get all that set up this weekend. We ordered the unit and hopefully it'll be pretty easy to assemble, and then I can get everything organized, because that space is driving me bananas. I hate not being able to get to stuff and find stuff, and I'm ready to be organized. I don't like clutter. Yeah, I'm ready to have everything put away in its place where it belongs. So let me go see if I can grab Miss Emmy real quick and introduce her to you guys, and then that will be it for today. She's upstairs. That's her area she's comfortable with. That's where her litter box is and her food. We have it behind a baby gate in the laundry room so that the dogs can't get to it. And Chloe's really confused about why Emmy has food out all day for her and Chloe doesn't. She doesn't understand that. And she would really, really love to get in there and eat that cat food. Like, it's killing her that she can't get through that gate. But Emmy's definitely more comfortable upstairs. She stays up there, and only if we bring her downstairs does she come down here. She hasn't really ventured. She came down the stairs once and then went right back up. So hopefully as she gets more comfortable with all of us, she will settle in more and venture out more. But she loves the boys' rooms. That's her area. She just snuggles with them. She sleeps with Wyatt every night. She's the sweetest. So let me go see if I can grab her. So this is Miss Emmy. Like I said, she stays upstairs, so she's not really that sure about coming downstairs. Are you going to say hi? You want to get up here? There she is. You can't have coffee. So yeah, she'll probably head back upstairs very quickly. She is just much more comfortable upstairs. Okay, they don't want to see her touch, so don't turn that way. She's just much more comfortable upstairs. That's where she feels the safest. But we love her so much. She has just been the perfect little addition, and she loves Wyatt. Like I said, she sleeps with him every single night. Where are you gonna go? She's down already. Chloe's gonna pester her. Chloe. And she's going back upstairs already. When we bring her down, I've been bringing her down in the evenings and she'll lay on the back of the couch and sleep. But other than that, she stays upstairs. She just seems more comfortable up there at the moment. You coming to say hi, Chloe? So yeah, we've just kind of let her roam and go where she is as she's comfortable going there. I'm sure eventually curiosity will get her and she'll wander down the stairs on her own. Chloe's over here getting some attention. She doesn't understand why Emmy doesn't want to play. She doesn't understand, do you? So I think that will finish up today's episode. So thank you guys so much for joining me for my very first episode from Arizona. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will join me again next time. Hopefully it'll be 2 weeks. I'd like to get back on a 2-week schedule for recording. So I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Happy knitting. Bye.